Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Apothecary Diaries Season 2 episode number 22 reaction. Alright, the previous episode was it was a very heavy episode. So basically the first half was Mao Mao, trying to make the resurrection potion. Then the kid, I forgot his name, he tried to break Mao Mao out, they got caught, and obviously Shen Mei was very pissed. She gave Mao Mao like a, I forgot the name what it was, but it was like torture by poisonous insects. But it like Lola knew that Mao Mao's kind of immune to poison, so she was the one who recommended it to her so that she doesn't, like get affected. But eventually we get to see like the army is coming towards us. So like Lolan made everyone get away from here, and in the end we get to see that Lolan made the kids drink poison because they won't be able to survive. Even if they're kids, they will be tracked down and they will be executed. So better to like like die like this, I guess, with friends and everyone, instead of being executed like cruelly and like inhumanely. So yeah, um it's sad, but I guess there's no other choice. Like, this was the better option. It doesn't seem like the better option, like feeding them poison, but at the end of the day, in the long run, it was the better option. Otherwise the children would have been, they all would have just, yeah. Now I don't know what Lolan plans to do with herself and her sister. I think she'll tell Mama to take her sister and go away, or like take her somewhere else when nobody will be able to find her, hopefully. But I don't think anything can be done to Lolan herself, because she's deeply connected to this. So I do wonder what she's going to do. Will she surrender? Will she drink poison herself? Let's see. All right, let's get started. Episode number 22. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is a preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, here we go. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, he cannot, because he's married into the family and a lot of other stuff. Hmm. Yeah, that's why she was taking the poison. Mm. What? Must be plotting them. Yeah. Yeah, because she doesn't want her to get involved in this. She's gonna get executed as well, otherwise. Yeah. But true. But if we, I don't know. What? Yeah, because she plans. Yeah, did she already take poison herself? I was literally saying this. She's either going to take poison or surrender. She took poison. Oh my god. Yeah. And that's just. She's like, yeah, that's the same for me. Oh. Okay. Did she give it to her because. Okay. I don't know if the if the hair ornament will help, but obviously it is something that Jinshi gave Mama, so I don't know. Yeah, because Mama would get involved. Well, wow. True. That is true. Bruh. Hmm. Metal husband. Yeah. Gunpowder. So gun and gunpowder. Yep. Hmm. So like a musket or something. Cannon. Damn. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Right. Ugh. Yeah. Gunpowder reserved. So we need to go in the shadows. Hmm. Oh, bruh. Yeah, they're like, we cannot do this. We have to do it with dignity and pride and all that nonsense. But can't we just yeah, like deploy us like a shadow unit or something to do that, and then we can go like boldly from the. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my god. Oh, there he is. I was like, where the hell is this, bro? Wow. Oh, here we are. The explosion. Damn. No, it was the explosion underneath. Damn. 2 decades. Yeah, okay, so there you go. So he's the one who told him. And then obviously later on, Shenmei came back and. Yeah. Wait, did he. I was gonna say, was this his wish that he wanted. Okay, I'll talk about it later. Like he said that I'll grant you. Well, you guys are screwed. That's what's happening. Oh, oh, damn. Oh damn! Hey, right. Yeah, she's like, do not get away. You, all of you will stay here. Oh whoa! Wait, she was inside. What the hell? Oh, she sure didn't even know that. What? Oh, I guess that makes sense. He was never here. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Damn. Right. Oh, this is what they're doing. Avalanche. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're screwed now. Now what? Nobody's gonna save you. Everyone's gone. Yeah. Yeah. Hey! Oh my god! Hey! Oh, they came from the back. Well, you guys are done. You guys messed with the royal family when you don't even have a proper army yourselves. Good god. And these people are probably not even trained properly. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them left as well. Oh, and that. Okay. Yeah. Nobody was expecting that. Yeah. Damn, he's that is how much of an effect Shenmei has on these people. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Yeah. And on top of that, he also doesn't want that. Jinshi, likes mom also. Oh my god. Yeah. Well. Oh boy. Mm. Oh, is it gonna be Jinshin? Oh yeah, it is. There you go. Hmm. Yeah. No, no, that's yeah. Oh, yep. Yeah. Ah. No, he still hasn't seen the children. And also, yep, I was gonna say. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Well, you're. I was gonna say. Yeah. For. Oh, his dog. Oh, never mind. I thought it was a dog whistle. He has a dog, right? We saw that before. Oh boy. Okay, and there you go. That was episode number 22 of season 2. So today we had a little bit of section after that, after like Lolan told Mama what is going to happen and what they're going to do. She entrusted everything to Mama, and she yeah. So here, this is what I was thinking. I said this. I was like, maybe she's going to tell Mama that, oh, take my sister and leave, or something like that. But I guess her sister was there in the same room as her mother, and she was like inside the closet. So she had to go and save her. And now I do, because I'm pretty sure she is planning in making, like, making the whole case as if, like, oh, this person, she has nothing to do with the She clan. So she's fine, she's just a victim in this. So that's what she's trying to do, because she was saying in that section where she was like, oh, my sister has nothing to do with this, because my father, like, she was trying to distance her, you know what was her name? Wait a minute. Sweetie, yeah. God damn it, I forgot her name for a moment. She was planning on uh, distancing Sweetie from this whole, like, situation, from this whole family. You can see that because she was trying to make sure that nothing happens to her, that she survives. So I don't know exactly how she plans. Like, she did kind of say that, oh, my father had a daughter with someone. Where's that part? She talks about, obviously, Suire being connected not to Shisho, but to to the, like, her having, like, imperial blood in her, so that might help her get away from this whole thing. So that was what she was saying. So I do wonder what's going to happen to Suire, because I can guarantee you this. I'm not 100% sure whether uh, Shisui is going to survive or not, this whole thing, but I'm pretty sure she'll at least make sure that Suire survives. So that's why Suire has a higher probability of surviving this whole thing. Obviously, because, number one, like, Shisui will try her best to distance her from this whole thing. Number two, she has imperial blood in her, and she's not really from the She clan. Like, she is connected by blood with the, right. Wait a minute. Okay, this family tree is just so confusing. Let me think about it. Taiho, Taiho's daughter, Shisho and Taiho's daughter, which is, yeah, Suire. So yeah, so she has, like, obviously she shows blood in her, who is from the, no, but Shisho, oh, wait a minute, just a minute. Shisho married into the family, right? So technically, since she doesn't have Shenmei's blood in her, I guess she's not directly blood related to Shenmei. So, because Shenmei's family was the main family, right? Yeah, that's what they said in the previous episode. Shenmei's family was the main family, and Shisho married into it. So technically, Shisho, like, yeah, Shisho is now part of the She clan, but but directly he has nothing to do with, like, blood. Like, he's not really blood related to them. And at the same way, the other half, which is the mother, is directly connected to the to royalty, to the previous emperor. So she has imperial blood in her, and she shows blood in her. So technically, like, Shenmei's blood, or yeah. So I guess she's going to say something like that. Maybe, like, because of that, maybe that is going to help her survive this. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but in one of the comments in the previous videos, like, like I got to know that, obviously, that anyone, it doesn't matter, like, anyone who is involved with the She clan will get executed. There's no exceptions. Like, it can be some, like, late relative or whatever the hell, but if they are in the She clan, they're gonna get executed. So technically, in that way, if you think about it, I guess that's why Mao Mao said, even if you say that it's not going to work out, but I guess she show uh, S- Shisui. God damn it! Like I'm struggling with the names today. I don't know why. Uh, Shisui is trying her best so that she can distance her sister from this whole thing. But technically, as Mama said, it's not really going to work that way because she is still connected to the family. And not only that, she was involved in a lot of these things. Like these stuff that is going on, she was involved in maximum of it. You know, number one, she was involved in trying to, take Jinshi's life, if you remember, in season one. Number two, she obviously she was conspiring with, technically not, Shenmei was like forcing everyone, but still she is involved in this whole conspiration, this whole rebellion. Number three, she was the one who kidnapped Mao Mao and took Lolan to, so all of these things are kind of like on her. So even if she somehow busts case, these are going to just incriminate her, and like, so it's tough to kind of like, I feel like what you have to do in this situation is just leave this place and go somewhere like far somewhere, and I feel like somehow Suire at least will be able to survive it because a lot of people don't really know her or don't really know her involvement in this as directly as they know the other people, like Shisui and Shisui and all of them are like directly involved in it. Like everyone knows them, and Suire, however, is kind of an enigma. So in that way, I feel like she can kind of go into hiding and maybe survive like that. And I was thinking that Shisui is going to tell Mao Mao to help in that. So yeah, but I don't know what's going to happen now. Let's see, because all the main army is already here. So yeah, okay, let's wait and see. Right now, one thing can happen. You know what? This is a possibility. I feel like now that Shisho is getting directly involved in this, because up until now you can see Shisho was like, oh, I'm just a like a puppet in this. I cannot, like, he never like took responsibility in any of this. He was just being taken on a ride. But now when Lolan told him that, oh, at least take responsibility for the last time in your life, at least, so maybe for the first and the last time. So there is a possibility that Shisho might help in making Suire uh, get away from this. If he says something like, "Oh, I don't know who this girl is," or something like that, maybe completely, just, I don't know, like deny that, oh, she's my daughter. Maybe something like that will help, because, like I said, nobody really knows Suire in that way. Even Jinshi, like, even if Jinshi realized what was going on, he also doesn't have any clue about like Suire that much. Suire was like an enigma completely. She was just this person that nobody really knew that well, and you know so I feel like there is a big high possibility that if Shisho somehow, like, I don't know. You know what? Let's wait and see. I'm this is what I'm thinking. I'm at least 70% like like I think like at least 70% chance there is for Suire to survive this. But who knows? Because I don't know. I just get the feeling that Shisui will never, like, because up until now, like, Suire has gone through a lot of stuff. So Shisui always wanted to save her and wasn't able to do anything that much. She could only help her in the from the shadows. But now she's going to at least make sure that her sister survives this. That's what I think. So yeah. Anyways, we'll see. Okay, so that's what's happening today. Now, a few things to talk about in today's episode. First and foremost, we obviously have, the first section where Mama tried to stop Lolan, but Lolan was like, "Oh, if you have like one in a lifetime chance, there's a new poison in front of you, a very rare one. What will you do? Will you give it up? But and immediately mom was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to drink it in one gulp. Immediately she realized that, oh, this is literally the same type of situation for Lolan, at least. Like, this is something that she will have to do. And obviously it is something related to her sister, because her sister was there, so he was like, yeah, I cannot run away from here. I have to go back. I have something to do. Right. And yeah, so that's what happened. Mama still tried. Like, at first time she tried to stop her, and then she again tried to stop her. But eventually she gave her the hairpin, the hair ornament. Now, I don't know if that hair ornament will play a bigger role later on. Like, I genuinely don't know. Otherwise, like, why would she give it? Like, everything. This is an anime. Like, everything, small little things that happen have like a some kind of a significance, which even if we don't get to see currently in the present time, it might show like what is useful for in like a few episodes later or in the future. So every small little thing has like a significance. Like, if it is animated and if it is shown, that means there is a significance to this. So giving her the hair ornament, I don't think she just gave it because whatever reason. She definitely gave it to her expecting something, and I feel like the hairpin will probably fulfill whatever role it is. Now I'm trying to think, what does she expect by giving her the hairpin? Is she thinking that a hairpin is somehow going to save her? Because technically it is a hairpin given to her by Jinshi, and if you remember, it was what episode in season 1 they mentioned that the hairpins have a big significance, like a like a big, like it's like a like an indication, a symbol. That is why when that guy, I forgot his name, the guy that we saw today, he gave Mao a hair ornament. He gave him her, right, in season 1. Correct me if I'm wrong. He gave Mao a hair ornament, right? And Jinshi immediately saw that, and Jinshi was like, what the hell? And because it was an indication that you like the other person or something like that, I think. So it is like, it is very significant, this whole hair ornament thing. So the fact that she gave it to like Lolan, and something definitely is going to happen, and there must be a role that this hair ornament will play in the future. Like, I think that, I don't know, I get the feeling that there's an 80% chance that Shisui will not survive this. I'm like, it's like this constant death flags, left, right, and center we're getting for Lolan, at least. Just like how I said, there's a 70% chance Suire might survive. I'm of the same opinion for Lolan, but the reverse. I feel like there's a 70% chance she will not survive this. But I do hope that I'm wrong, at least in this case, because like Lolan, like, and like Shisui is such a great character in this show. So I do hope that, I don't know, I don't see any way how is she going to survive this. Like, if she had to feed the children poison so that they don't get executed, in no way she's surviving this, because she is literally the daughter of Shenmei. So the person who is the whole mastermind behind this rebellion, she's her daughter, biological daughter. So there is no way she can, at least I don't see any way she can survive this. Yeah, if she tried to run away from me, if she like went into hiding, maybe there was a chance. But she's like firm. She's like literally like, yeah, I have something to do, and she's like staying here. So I don't see any like open paths here. So that's why I'm saying that there's a 70% chance she will not survive this. But because Mama gave her the hair ornament, I don't know. I just don't know what it's going to do. But I hope it's going to do something. Maybe at least boost her survival chance a little bit. Don't know exactly how it's going to do it, but I do hope so. Or maybe it's not nothing going to do nothing, or maybe it's just like a something for, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm a little bit hopeful now, because Mama gave her the hair ornament. I don't know. Maybe it'll do something. I don't know what it'll do, but maybe it'll help somehow. That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, I don't know. I just don't see any ways she can survive this whole thing, which is such a shame because, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, there you go. So that's what happened over at the very first section, and then obviously we have Jinshi and the army getting ready. So here they were like, what should we do? Now there's a few things to think about here. First and foremost, Jinshi doesn't want to make like a huge commotion over this, or like go directly like boldly, because if that happens, they'll get alerted and they will get enough time to prepare. They'll probably take out the feifas, take out the cannons, use the gunpowder, and start shooting. So there's going to be a lot of casualties on this side, on the other side as well. Mama will get involved in this whole like this whole chaos. So there's a possibility that Mao Mao might get hurt, or Mao Mao something might happen to her. So that's the major reason why Jinshi doesn't want to do this directly. And even if Mama wasn't here, I still think that Jinshi would probably opt for the this route, because as he said, this is going to keep the casualties to a minimum. Because like, if you give the other group chance to retaliate, they are going to retaliate, and if they retaliate, we have to retaliate back as well, and they might die. So just shutting off all ways that they can retaliate in itself will probably make it easier for them to surrender, because they'll be like, there's literally no way we can do anything, let's surrender. So in that way you can kind of lower casualties. Like, not even in our side, I'm talking about the other side. Like this side, like Jinshi's side, obviously they might get a few casualties, but they'll mostly be fine, because they're well trained, they have equipment, they have like a lot of stuff. And yeah, if they start using the cannon, then I guess we'll have some casualties, obviously. But as long as they're not launching the cannons, Jinshi's side probably won't have that much casualties, at least compared to the other side. So I feel like Jinshi still would have opted for this method, because she doesn't want to he doesn't want to kill anyone like that, like trying to keep it minimum. And obviously now it's even more that like that wish to keep the casualties minimum is even more, because Mama was on the other side. So he was like, I don't care, like we have to keep the casualties to a minimum. If you think that this is cowardly, not befit for someone of my stature, as a person, as a representative of the royal family, yeah, I'm sorry, but you have to listen to me. Like, I'm not going to budge on this. We will keep the casualties to a minimum. So there you go. Because I guess it makes sense, because obviously if you like the royal family, someone who's like representing the royal family uses like these type of like sneaky attacks, yeah, it is a bit, everyone will be like, oh my god, what the hell. But this is the best way. So that's why I was saying, like, maybe like use like some kind of a shadow unit to take out the gunpowder, and then Jinshi and everyone can directly march. But I guess they decided to take the whole group of people and come from the back, and in that way, like no sneak attack like that. And they directly like yeah, they did sneak attack, they did use sneak attack, but they didn't do it in a way where they are trying to show that, oh, like, yeah, we are still marching through the front gate while a separate unit is doing the dirty work. Not like that. They literally just went full sneak mode. So yeah, that's what happened. Anyways, so that's why the casualties were a minimum. You can see a lot of the people were, first and foremost, very much surprised. They were like, what the hell happened? Number one. Number two, they tried to come out, and obviously the gunpowder is gone. Lolan took care of it, so you could not do anything there. They took out the weapons and tried to attack everyone. The main army came and just shut them down immediately. So a lot of the other people lost all motivation, became very scared, and immediately started surrendering. You can see that. So just think about it. If they had guns with them, this wouldn't have happened. They would have retaliated back, and we would have to retaliate back. So this was way, way, way more like life-saving in that sense, like, because there wasn't that much casualties, because everyone on the other side were too scared to do anything. They just surrendered. So it did work out. So the commotion inside the palace was also minimum. You can see like Mama was safe up until, you know, Jinshikan came and found her. Right. So while all of this is happening, we also get to see Shisho. Finally, we get to see Shisho. He was just there. It was like, oh, my wife was not like Shenmei was not like this and that. Now, you know what? I said I'm going to talk about this, but this part, if you see this part, the flashback that we see where this part, the previous emperor, he was like this part. I must ask you to do something for me. I want you to take my daughter as your wife. So, daughter means obviously Taiho's daughter. So, yeah, it is pretty much confirmed here. Like, she is Taiho's daughter, and the father is the previous emperor. You know, so Suide's mother is Taiho's daughter. So, Taiho and the late emperor, previous emperor, their daughter, obviously she has royal blood. Her and Shisho's daughter is Suide. So the previous emperor, this is where everything began. So as we see, the previous emperor said that I want to take my daughter as your wife. Obviously, Shisho had no plans on doing any of that. As she said, he said he had a fiance. He had none of these plans. But he changed his mind because of one thing. This part. First and foremost, he said that like the late emperor was getting old, and here we go. I had no intention of taking a wife. I couldn't decline a request from the rapidly weakening emperor. And then the previous emperor was like, Shisho, you are my most loyal supporter. If you accept it, I will grant you any wish. So this part. I do wonder if this wish that he said was actually him telling them, literally after this sentence, he says, I had a fiance who entered the rare palace. And then he says, like, if you truly would grant any wish. And okay, I accepted the late emperor's daughter as my wife, and Suide was born. Then my fiance Shenmei returned from the rare palace. So they didn't really directly say anything, but I think his wish, what he asked of the, like the previous emperor, was that let Shenmei come back from the rare palace. I don't know. I might be completely wrong, but I feel like that's what he wished for. If that is actually what he wished for, then that is crazy, because that means he, number one, obviously he didn't want to take a wife. He was kind of forced to, in a way, I guess you could say. He had to. And if that was actually his wish, then that would mean he had to take a wife to free Shenmei from the rare palace. And that Shenmei obviously couldn't accept his wife. Not wife, I guess they didn't get married. Or no, wait a minute. Yeah, they didn't get really married, like the daughter and all. So fiance comes back and then sees this other girl, and we know what happened after that. Like he like mistreated them, threw them out, used them as political puppets and all that. Like we know what she did. So that'll be crazy, because like I said, it would mean that the reason why he took a wife was to free Shenmei, but Shenmei herself like wasn't able to accept it. So I don't know. Again, they didn't really say any of that, but I'm guessing. I'm just guessing there's a possibility that this wish that the emperor said, I'm going to grant you any wish, was probably this. And if that's the case, that'll be crazy. Because yeah, that means like he had to do this to save Shenmei, but then Shenmei came and went crazy anyways. Because she couldn't accept this, and yeah, all that. And not only that, I was like, don't know what happened in the royal palace. A lot of stuff happened, and she probably already lost her mind from that point, and she couldn't accept any of this. So yeah, like in a way, you could say that Shenmei was also a victim, which is why in the previous episode I literally said that even if Shenmei is doing so many crazy stuff, I cannot really say anything, because I do understand that this is actually because Shenmei herself is kind of mentally unstable. She has like completely lost it. So, and the main reason behind it is like her going to the royal palace, coming back and not being able to accept Shisho's wife, and all of those things mixed made her completely lose her mind. So that's why I cannot even say anything to her, because all of these things she's doing are absolutely horrible. But I do know she's all of these things that she's doing while being crazy. She's not of sound mind at all. So I cannot really say anything because of that. Anyways, yeah. So after that, like, so that's what happened. And then we have see Lolan after that. Lolan comes and smacks one of the girls over there who tried to run away, and this is where you can see she makes a stand, and she tells Shisho to also make a stand for the final time in his life. Okay. Later on, Jinshi comes in, and like all that stuff happened. We get to see. She's like, "Are you okay?" The whole part. Oh, so later on we see that guy. I forgot his name. Who comes after Jinshi? He said that he's going to make sure these children are at least buried, and yeah, this might kind of you know make trouble for him. But he says, "Oh, then you can bail me out of that trouble. Your father is pretty high up in the biological father is pretty high up in the you know whole hierarchy of this. Yeah, so you can help me out." But anyways, that's where it ended. Now I don't know how this is going to go, where this is going to go, what's going to happen to Lolan. But I do have a little bit higher hope today, especially after Mama gave her the hairpin. I don't know. I'm expecting something to happen because of that hairpin, and there is a high possibility that nothing will happen, and it's just going to play out exactly how I envisioned. That Shushi will not be able to survive. And yeah, like I actually thought Shushi already took poison or something when she was talking to Mama in that room. I was like, oh my god, did she already take poison or something? But no, obviously she had to take care of her sister first, so she couldn't do anything before that. But well, let's wait and see, because I don't know. I just hope that something might change, like exactly how I'm envisioning this. Hopefully, it doesn't go that way, but there's a high possibility it'll exactly go that way. Right? Yeah, let's wait and see. How many episodes more after this? Two more, or is it one more? Wait a minute. This is episode 22, right? How many episodes will this season have? Just a minute, guys. Um, 24. So two more episodes. All right. Uh, right. Let's see. Two more episodes. I guess we have plenty of time to conclude this. Um, right. It's already at the almost at the end. I guess next episode we'll probably see whatever happens to Lolan and how it ends, and then next final episode will probably be the aftermath. Right. So one thing I'm 100% sure, in no way is Shenmei or Shisho surviving this. They will be, definitely, they will be executed by the end. Um, but yeah, I also put Lolan in that same category as well. But now after the whole hairpin thing, I don't know. I'm just hoping something happens. There's a high possibility nothing will happen. Suide, however, I feel like she has a high possibility she will survive this. She will be able to get away from this. Let's wait and see. Alright, and that was my overall impression for today. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Let me see if I missed anything that I wanted to discuss. So first section we had, Lolan talk about the whole poison thing. How she said like none of these children will survive, and she also says like how her mother apparently wasn't like this, but for her mother was always like this, so she doesn't know any better. Her father, that is Shisho, always told that, oh, your mother was not like this. And then you can see she again kind of like this is what the symbolism that she was doing about with insects. So she says how insects devour their like their partner, their husband or something. It's literally that. And this is exactly what, if you remember in the previous episode, it was revealed that Shenmei wanted Lolan to do something similar to the royal, to the emperor, like destroy him completely. Like, because obviously she has grudge in the main royal family because she was taken to the royal palace. We don't know what happened there, but nothing good happened, I'm assuming, which probably made her lose her mind. And then seeing Shisho with someone else and having a daughter made her lose her mind even more. So now she's like, I'm going to destroy each and every woman and man of my age group, and of that age group, and I'm just going to destroy all of them. So that's why you can see in her room she brings those prostitutes, and the ladies that come, the ladies engage with them, and destroying their life. That all these ladies, they have like children and all that. So she's just like, yeah, what happened to me, I'll make sure everyone like suffers the same fate. And her main goal was obviously to use Lolan as a like as a way to destroy the royal family. But there's two things that I wouldn't say she wasn't expecting, but there's two things that went in a different way, so that never happened. Number one, obviously, as we know, the current emperor has no interest in Lolan or Lishu because they're literally like young, extremely young. So that is why, unlike the previous emperor, who we know what he did. So that's why he met them, but he never used to go to them. He only went to Gyokyo and Lihua, those two, and he had children with them. So from the very get-go, the whole plan was a failure because Lolan will never have a child with the emperor. Number two, even if even if you can, if you don't, even if that didn't work, Lolan used to consume the poison, the abortion thing that she used to do, and so that in case she gets a child, that she can yeah, she never has the child, have the child, gives birth to the child. That's why. So these were the two things. So it never would have happened, and that is why I guess yeah. So that was that. After that, she kind of hints how she, before, if you remember, she said how something like the insect never survives the winter but leaves back their young, or something like that, which is obviously a symbolism to that. Oh, I'm not going to survive this, but I am going to make sure at least the people I can save, I will make sure they are safe. Obviously, them being her sister and these children who she could save, but in this way, because she knows she cannot really save them normally because they would be taken and executed, but she could save them by feeding them poison and not letting them suffer the horrendous fate that comes with being executed. So make them make them take their life like this, which would be a lot more humane than they're just letting them get captured and then you know yeah. So right after that, Mama tries to stop her, and you can see Mama continuously is like, I never act like this. I'm always someone who never understands other people's feelings in the proper way, and I never do anything for someone else. But I'm an idiot. I cannot stop myself from trying to stop her. So she tries to stop Lolan first. Doesn't work. She was like, she tells the whole thing that, oh, like if you have poison in front of you, that part. But then again she goes and stops her. But this time she gives her the hair, the ornament, and she's like, just keep it. And she doesn't put it in her hair. She puts it in her, in the front part. I do wonder if there's a bigger reason behind that. I don't know. Anyways, after that she's like, okay, like there you go. She goes off. Now then after that we get to see like like Jinshi and all of them, and this is the part where they were strategizing and where they come to the decision that they're going to use like a sneak attack, even though that will be cowardly apparently for the royal and the main army to do something like that. But Jinshi's like, no, I'm going to do this. it doesn't matter, even if it seems cowardly and all that, yeah. Okay, so after that we get to see Shisho after so many long times. She was literally there in that place, in one of the rooms. So he was there, and here we get to see Shisho's flashback of his life, as we see where he had to take Taiho's daughter as his wife. Now, like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but there is a big possibility that the wish that he asked from the previous emperor was probably the wish to bring Shenmei back from the Rare Palace. If that is what happened, then this is so twisted, I guess you could say, because the person you literally tried to save by getting married to this lady was the person who went completely mad because he saw you with this lady. So it's just, I don't know, it's just so messed up in a way. And yeah, like, not only did this whole thing ruin his life, Shenmei's life, it also ruined Taiho's daughter's life. It also ruined Taiho's daughter's life, which is Suire. So okay, and in a way, I guess nobody is to blame here except the freaking previous emperor, I guess. But other than him, nobody really is to blame in this situation. Shisho tried his best to do what he could, and he couldn't really do anything. Um, yeah, but one thing I would say, that which you could see, that Shisho is very like he's not really that, like, he just keeps to himself. He's like a shell type of, like, whenever someone tells him like, oh, you have to do, he like kind of goes along with it. So that is why, because of that, and because of the fact that he was the one who married into the family, he couldn't really stand up to Shenmei, and Shenmei went this far now. Like I said, I do understand Shenmei probably lost her mind completely, but I feel like there was still a possible way to stop her from going this far if Shisho stood against her. But yeah, I don't know, like, maybe you know what, I don't know, I cannot really say anything at this point, because who knows what would have happened, how Shenmei would have reacted if Shisho tried to stand up to her. That would be another, like, craziness would have happened. So I have no idea, but at the end of the day, he wasn't really at fault in any of this. Neither was Shenmei was a victim from the very beginning. So was Shisui, kind of, and Suide very much. Suide and her mother was very much the victim in all of this. So except the previous emperor, obviously, like, everyone was just right. Okay, so right. Anyways, after that, we have the Lolan come and stand up to her mother, I guess, for the first time, and then he stops everyone from leaving this space. She tells Shisho to take responsibility, at least now, for the final time, and there you go. And then the whole avalanche things happens. Everyone's like, the army is coming, and Shenmei is like, oh, where are the guns? Where are the powders? And Lolan is like, oh, I took care of all of them. There's no gunpowder. Right. So after that, the battle ensures. You can see the battle is happening. A lot of them, the people in this place, surrenders automatically, because they don't have anything to fight with, so they automatically surrender. And then everyone goes in, and then Jinshi barges into Mao Mao's room. Mao Mao is saved. He is concerned because there was little blood in Mao Mao's dress, but she's like, oh, this is just snake blood. It's not mine. Okay, then after that we have the other guy. Like I said, I forgot his name. He also comes in. Jinshi tells him to take care of Mao Mao and leaves. Obviously, he has to take care of the other stuff as well. And this is where we get to see him saying that, okay, these children, let's bury them. Even if I might get into trouble, I cannot, like, leave these children like this over here. Yeah, and then it ended, like, in the end, Mama was thinking that Shishui left me with a mission here, and I'm going to do that, which is obviously making sure, like, the children, I guess, are at least buried properly and survive this place, something like that. Anyways, right, and there you go. That was. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. I should have mentioned this before. Uh, Today you can see Lolan directly say, "Tell Mama that I had no intention of involving you with my mother," which is true. I've said this from the very beginning. Like Shisui had no intention of involving Mama in any of this. Like from the very beginning, it all started from when the cat was there in that place. It all started from there. That is the part where, since Shisui didn't want Mama to find that route, she had to come out and stop her, or like kind of that section. Otherwise, she never would have come out or shown her face at all. They never would have met, and none of these things would have escalated in this way, or Mama would never have gotten involved in any of this. So she had to get out of that part and show her face to Mama because of that. And then a lot of the things from that point onwards, Mama always gets like just entangled in these type of troubles, so Shisui had to come out and interfere in these type of things up until the very end, where Mama gets entangled with the whole kidnapping thing. Even after that, Shisui still had no plans on involving Mama in any of this. That is why she acted as a kidnapped person herself. Again, Mama was the one who realized the relationship between Shisui and Suire. So that also water is like on top of it. She cannot do anything. So she had to admit the truth. Even after that, she still had no intention of making Mama more involved in this. And that is why she brought her to that hot spring, that part, kept her away from her mother's gaze, and probably was expecting to get an opportunity to make her get away from all of this. Again, Mama gets involved with the whole patch of where she finds the Feifas. And again, good Lord, now I'm realizing so many times Mama just got involved in this, and Shisui had to just come and, I guess, kind of bail her out of the problem. So again, like Shisui had to step up as Lolan this time, and she was like, "Oh, this is the apothecary." Otherwise, she would have been executed immediately. So, all of these times you can see that she had no intention of involving Mama in any of this. But when Mama got involved in this, she had to get involved with Mama, and eventually she became friends with Mama, and their relationship progressed to such a like a position that she genuinely now wants to help Mama get away from all of this and not get involved in her own nonsense, like family like politics and rebellion. So that's why she's trying to make her stay away from all of this and helping her get away from this. Right, and there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to episode number 22 of Apothecary Diaries Season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another video on Apothecary Diaries Season 2. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.